welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor. Today I'll be reacting to Maisie Peters' second studio album, The Good Witch. But before we hop into the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like all things music. We officially have Maisie Peters' sophomore album. Her first album obviously being You Sign Up For This, the new album being The Good Witch. And I know a lot of people, particularly Swifties, have a fondness for Maisie Peters. I'm just going to go in and put out, some sort of preface and say that I am not an avid Maisie Peters listener. My favorite songs from her are Not Another Rock Star and Blonde. So if you feel like I'm just kind of being mid with my reactions for this album, that could be why. But you never know. I could be like taken off guard by some of the songs. But yeah, it's a 15-track album. I have listened to the singles for the most part, so as always, when we get to those songs, we will skip over those. Won't be reacting to it in this video. But yeah. Let's see, the first song is titled The Good Witch, so we have the title track to kick us off. As always, disclaimer, due to copyright, things will probably be sped up, just to avoid that. And without further ado, let's react to track 1. Full disclosure, I've already reacted to about 55 seconds of the song, but I had to stop because my dog started barking. So, The Good Witch, she's definitely giving off those soft pop vibes that are many people's favorites. I'm not quite sure I've picked up on what the lyrics are telling me, though. Well, we've got some interesting stuff going on. I'm trying to decipher what's going on because obviously I got interrupted by my dog here with lyrics. Sort of talking about, I don't know if this is focusing on one person or focusing more on her, about how she found a couple muses, how she sort of encompasses her music or feels like encompasses herself around the things and the people of the past. But also the little wicked laugh in the back. Obviously The Good Witch, I can see where she's going with that. Well, that was an outro, so, there was a lot of things going on there, but it looks like a lot of things about things she said, things she's done in the past, like things that her friends have pointed out to her, and then sort of how all of the past things have culminated into her career. Because she ends with the fans chanting Maisie. So yeah, cute, sweet song, only 2.5 minutes long, so, only so much you can explore in a song like that. Up next, track 2, Coming of Age. Okay, I love this heavy beat. Usually the things that don't draw me towards Maisie Peters songs, as I've said, is the more soft pop vibes. She doesn't normally go as hard as I usually like it, but as we saw with like Not Another Rock Star and Blonde, she really took us there, and I definitely feel that's what we're getting here. Now, Maisie Peters does have a history of referencing movie tropes and movie styles in her songs, just like with John Hughes' movie. Sort of talking in this song about how I wasn't your cliche, this relationship wasn't just like a standard rom-com. No, this was my coming of age story. Don't know how I didn't see what was going on, but in the end, I learned, I grew. Beautiful. I see the build we're going for here. The line of I'm the Iliad, you couldn't read me. Some tea, some fun things there. It's my song and it's my stage. So I know I let you do all of this, but in the end, this story isn't yours. This story is mine. So we're really only 2 tracks in, but she does love like a big like chorus, like chorus of choir of vocals, or at least scream chant, like Taylor Swift did with like Question in the background, where she had the chanting, and Little Mix did with Madhouse on their debut album. She's loving a chant in the background. But up next is track 3, Watch. Okay, so we're continuing that like movie theme of like, you got to be a super card. All I got was the victim card. So she's like, I'm the victim of this relationship, or I've made out to be the victim. It's like, you got to do all of this, and in the end, all I got to do was watch you, you know, from the sidelines. Definitely, like sonically, this is not necessarily where I thought the album was gonna go, just given what I had heard. But I'm loving it so far. Millennium baby, but you're pretentious, so you have a camcorder out of the 90s. I mean, I'm a millennium baby, I'm a 2000 baby, and yeah, I could see a few people like that. The bridge. Talking about how like I know better, but I still can't get over you. Scathing lyrics, like, you broke my heart for a girl who's just a remix of me, aka Olivia Rodrigo, Deja Vu. Okay, there's the whole like, you broke my heart or stuff like that, but I keep letting you. The lyrics. We know Maisie Peters, she went to the school of Taylor Swift, like she knows lyrics, and sonically it's sounding great. So up next is track 4, Body Better. I've heard it. It was the lead single as far as I remember. So the next song that we will be listening to is track 5, Want You Back. So I know that you did that, but if one more person says it, I might go mad. Yeah, I know it didn't last, and what was cheap to you, to me, was all I had. The issue is, I know all of this, and I still want you back. Well, we're officially getting into our first more sad, slow bop. I don't know if it's really about sad, slow number. So she's sort of talking about how she found someone, she relied on them, and then she went through all of this heartbreak at their hand, and people keep reminding her of it, but she still wants them back, and that's the problem. How? I don't know. Am I gonna cry in this album, Maisie? You gonna make me cry? We'll see. Okay, second verse, we're talking about him finding someone new and how that person will take up all of their summers where she only got like half a season. Definitely see sort of like the spiraling after a breakup. I'd be yours again tomorrow if you wanted, but you don't want to. No matter who I'm with, I can't get over you. Definitely a sad so that was track 5. Definitely seeing some themes about how this was real to her, but it was never real to him across this album. But up next, I think this is going to be the longest track on the album, and it's track 6, The Band and I. Came a boy and left a man. Gotta give it to the band. Greatest one in Oregon. Looking back, all I know is it was Friday night. Alright, I think this one is going to be painfully her reminiscing on her first tour with her band, or her tours with her band, and just like all the good fun times. So yeah, I don't know if I have a lot to say about this, but it sounds like it's just going to be a fun vibe, talking about friends and fun times. So she's definitely talking about someone that she also met whilst on tour. You know, she's saying I'm homesick even though I'm not because I'm having so much fun. So definitely curious to see if she weaves the romance more into this than just like the friends. I'm 21 and I feel evergreen. The band go home and stay to ride. We drive around to stay the night. Guys, I'm pretty sure it's the American dream. Well, this one definitely is a fun one. I hope her band feels happy about this because she's just recounting how everything that made up this moment in time, whether good, bad, fun, and sad, just it means something, and how it's all defined by all these different little moments together. So there was mention of that love romance she had about falling in love at a gas station in Philadelphia. That was fun. That was a cute song. Not sure I really have a lot to say about it. But up next we have track 7 is You're Just a Boy and I'm Kind of the Man. Now we know she's a huge Swiftie, so we're gonna get some callbacks to The Man by Taylor Swift because the title's giving that. Is anyone else getting Shania Twain? I feel like a woman. Yeah. Anyone else getting that? Anyone else? Okay. So she's talking about this guy who's out here, like, she was out here conquering the world with her music, and he could have come along, like, he could have basked in that glory with her, but he's too much of a boy, and she's definitely more of the man. I mean, goodbye from your biggest fan, goodbye from the bigger man. Maisie again with those lyrics. Maisie just knows how to call them out left and right. Well, that was a cute little cheeky song. Okay, so track 8 is Lost the Breakup, which was another one of her singles. I have listened to that one. So we're going to move on to track 9, Wendy, and I'm just wondering if we're going to get some Peter Pan references. So it is a Peter Pan reference that we're getting here. She's like, the girl who followed him after one look. Behind every lost girl is a Wendy. Not lost girl. Well, lost boy is a Wendy. So, yeah. Definitely love, like, the similes, the metaphors we're getting in this song. I kind of want to see where it goes before we make any more inferences. Okay, so man of many contradictions, of someone who can seem so good, so nice, so carefree, and like just full of youthful and happy spirit, who can flip on a dime. Definitely getting what, like, Olivia Rodrigo. What was it? 1 step forward and 3 steps back. Favorite crime, kind of those vibes. So the whole bridge there was talking about sort of the fantasy of Neverland, of like you could go and like live in this fantasy, like you can suppress it and you can do all of that. But you know, we saw in the post chorus before that talking about like what about Wendy, like who's gonna remember that Wendy exists and like needs to be there, needs to be happy. Well, Maisie's pulling a bit of a Taylor Swift, maybe a little bit Sabrina, you know, that where she adds a lot of these post choruses and post bridges and kind of uses that as her outro. But yeah, that was track 9, Wendy, as I thought, many references to Peter Pan and Neverland. But up next we have track 10, and it's titled Run. I've been lied to, I've been cut and deleted. I've heard some things that I believe unrepeated. I've seen some flags, but the reddest one is he wants you in his life forever. Oh my god, that line. If a man says he wants you in your life forever, run. I'm assuming this is kind of like paying homage to men or just people in general who like to love bomb and just like to start their relationship off saying, I would like to be with you forever. And there's that. This one I think she teased on TikTok, or at least I kind of feel like I've heard something like this before, heard this before. So yeah, definitely one that I'm loving so far. So yeah, love bombing, friends calling red flags like, Hop Town, don't stick around for this type of person. This definitely is a song talking about past traumas weaseling their way into current life. Which, I mean, everyone kind of has that. I think that one has to be my absolute favorite on this album. But yeah, up next, track 11, 2 weeks ago. We've already listened to that one. That was the third single that she released. It's a sad one. But the next one that we're going to be listening to is track 12, BSC. And I don't know what this is going to be from the initials we got. It says it's explicit, so could give a hint as to what that might be. We'll see. Oh, BSC. Batshit crazy. You think I'm fine, but I'm actually batshit crazy. I mean, I gotta love this song. Just listen. The concept. The concept. Ooh, she's calling him out in this song. Just like, me made me Mrs. Unstable. Like, she's like, I don't care. I'll drag you on Graham Norton. I'll drag you through the mud in front of your mama. Maisie just, she does not have a hold back gene in her body. I just love her pop culture references. She just pulls them out left and right. Like, this girl is a fangirl, and you can tell. But it's like, I can be both Kathy Bates and Stephen King. She's like, I'm going through it, and like, we went through it, but you know what? I'm laughing. Just funny haha times. I feel like this song is going to be up there with Run in terms of my favorites on the album. I feel like this song is going to be a cathartic number to just scream out loud in front of a fan, like stadium of fans. That just feels like that's going to be the move, the vibe. Up next, we have track 13, Therapy. And I'm wondering if she needs therapy after everything that just went down in track 12. Okay. So, getting the gist of the song of like, you've taken me from being happy in love and with you to being so sad that I need to go back to therapy. You couldn't have loved any girl any harder than you love me, and I couldn't have asked for any more. And that's why I need therapy, because this love tore me apart. You built me like a promise, then left me like a curse. And loving you was letting you leave. So it's like a whole amalgamation of like you were bad, but also good, but also like the best thing I could ever do was leave this relationship because, you know, things happened and things needed to be done, things need to be said. Well, that was a I don't it wasn't cute. That was definitely an emotionally distressing bop. Sad bop. But up next we have track 14, the second to last track, and it's called There It Goes. Okay, I wasn't sure where the song was going, but she's sort of just talking about like she's looking back on the past and she's in this moment now, and she's seeing that love for what it was, and now she's letting that love go. Definitely think we're gonna end. Kind of this seems to be where the vibes are gonna be to end the album. The way I loved you, I shouldn't be embarrassed of that, but I should have known when to quit. This is the realizations, the processing of the end of the breakup, the end of the 5 stages of grieving a breakup, the acceptance of like this is what it was, and this is the time to let it go. Alright, so this one is kind of focusing in on, like the bridge anyways, focusing in on all the things that are now hers that no longer like pertain to this past relationship. And that was track 14. Definitely a fun, I don't know, fun. Definitely a needed track to kind of describe the post breakup of like this is where I was, but here I am now, and you can't take away these new memories from me. But the last track, the track that ends it all, is track 15 called History of Man. And I have no earthly idea where we can go. There's always 2 ways to end an album of I'm doing better and I'm going to have an up-tempo vibe, or we're not doing so great, we're going to have a sad, either somber, doing better, sad, you know, vibe. Okay, so she's talking about how heartbreak is just imbued in our history, and how every woman, or just have every person's kind of gone through this sort of situation where it's like it's a back and forth, you know, like I love you more and you don't love me back, and just sort of just the general like I love you more than the history of man, but history of man shows that this things keep cycling back around. Hear my lyrics, taste my venoms, you're still my greatest obsession. Just the whole, like, you know, men start wars, the women's hearts are like the greatest weapon. The lyricism of it all. She is just one very beautiful lyricist. On top of that, you can tell this girl knows a thing or two about many things. Like, just there are pop culture references, the history references, the literature references. All I can say is Maisie Peters has a degree in life and she knows a lot of things. And that was the album closer, sort of summing up. It was like heartbreak is a part of history and you losing me is nothing new. You should have seen it coming. And I think that was a great closer to the album. So it's probably been a day or two or maybe even a week of me listening to this album, and here is my final ranking / current ranking. I do believe that my top 2 are going to be near the top are Run, BSC. I feel like Coming of Age is going to be up there as well. I feel like those 3 songs have a solid place in the top spots. In terms of Maisie Peters' albums, I definitely think I like this one more than the first album, but also to each their own. I definitely love the lyrics. Listen to the lyricism. The lyricism is by far the best part of this album. Maisie just knows. She knows how to make a reference. She knows how to use a simile, a metaphor. She knows how to use all of her grammatical and like stylistic things to make you feel things. But yeah, let me know what your favorite song in the album was, what you thought of the album, as well as what you want me to react to next.